Want to sort data in SwiftUI? In this easy SwiftData tutorial, we will show you how to sort your data in just a few simple steps. This is the tutorial we'll be creating. It includes a list of names that's coming from SwiftData database, and we can sort the names in ascending order, which they are sorted at the moment, or descending order. So this is ascending and this is descending. So this is the tutorial we'll be creating for today. Don't forget to subscribe for more Swift and SwiftUI tutorials. Within our content view, the first thing we need to do is import SwiftData. And then we need to create our model, which is our data table to store the list of people where each person has an attribute of ID and name. So let's do that now. At model class person. So this is the name of our data table. At attribute dot unique var ID UUID. So what that does, it defines a primary key for the person class, which is your data table. The ID will be unique and auto-generated for each person. We also need to add a name attribute, as each person has a name. Var name string. We need to add our initializer, so now we have defined our person data table, our person model, which is an entity in database design. The next thing we need to do is to declare or create a query property to fetch all the people from our database table within SwiftData. At query var people, it should be people. So the query will include an array at environment model context private var model context. This model context injected to allow saving and modifying data within the context of the app. So using the model context, we can manipulate the data within the database, such as update, delete, select, perform all different types of queries. At state private var is ascending. So initially the query will be displayed in ascending order from A to Z. The next thing we need to do is to create a function called populate data. And the purpose of this function is to include some hard-coded sample data or sample names for our SwiftData database. Like really, this could be coming from an API, like Firebase or Azure, or any API really. So we're just entering our list of names within the array, which is a string array. Our final name is Ivy Harris. So that's our array of names. The next thing we need to do is to loop through each name in our array and then insert each of the names into our database, into our data table. For name in sample names, let person equals person, name, name. So on line 41, all we're doing is creating a new person object instance that will hold the value name. For example, John Doe will be the first name when it loops around. Then when it loops again, it will be Jane Smith, and then Alice Johnson, and then Bob Brown, and then so on until it reaches the end of the array. And this is where we store or commit the transaction within the database, so it's persisted. Insert person, that should be person. So we pass the instance of the person object to the insert method of the model context. To insert it into the database. And then we just add the following model context dot save, just to make sure that the data is really saved and persisted, such as written to the database. The next function that we need is called toggle sort order. Is ascending dot toggle. So what that will do, it will flip it. So if it's ascending, that means it will be descending. So it will sort the data from Z to A. But if it's ascending, it will be from A to Z. The next thing we need to do is to implement our navigation stack. We do that after lines 49 or on line 49, so we can delete our text element. To type in navigation stack, vstack, it should be vstack. We need to add our toggle button to enable the user to change their sort order at runtime. Toggle sort order, so it calls that method within the click event. Add a bit of padding around the button, and then I'm going to see if the preview works. List sorted people, ID, so it gives each of the person objects in the array a unique ID. Person in, and then we display each person using the text element. Person's name, add a little bit of padding, and then all we need to do now, sorted was spelled incorrectly. How did I spell it then? Sorted. Oh, we haven't defined it as yet. Oh yeah, we need to define sorted people, which is a computed property. So we will just define it after line 63. Private var sorted people, which includes an array of all the people that have been sorted. So within this instance, we are only sorting what has already been fetched in memory from SwiftData database, and we're sorting on the name. people dot sorted. It should be sorted. $0 dot name more than $1 dot name. So it sorts on the name either in ascending or descending order. The next thing we need to do is after line 61, we need to add a navigation title, dot navigation, which will have the caption people. And then after line 64, we need to add dot on a pair to call our populated data function so that all the names get inserted into the SwiftData database. And then I think we need a closing bracket there. I think this is in the wrong place. So the toggle sort order function, I think we need to move that. And then just place it anywhere after lines 46. We can delete the bracket on lines 82. Now it should be compilable. Xcode just crashed, so I had to restart the MacBook. The next thing we need to do is to open your app file, the one that includes the Windows group. What we need to do is import SwiftData. And also, after line 16, add the following dot model, should be model context, the model container for person.self. Now let's run it. taking a bit of time. So here's the payload from SwiftData. So now we can sort the data in descending order, and then we can sort it in ascending. And that's how you can sort data within SwiftData using SwiftUI. Don't forget to subscribe for more Swift and SwiftUI tutorials.